Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Last we left off, we did Hade's Tower of Flame. Managed to do the whole thing in one episode, because I was kind of worried you might have to split it off into two, but no. It's not a big area, but it can be challenging, particularly with the Hade Knights, if you ever aggro them on accident or whatnot, but we started off as Majula, made our way down to the Hade's Tower Flame, picked up a Crimson Parma and the Broken Thief Sword along the way. They're okay, I guess. And then we came to Hade's Tower Flame proper. At the start, all the Hade Knights in the area, except for two, but for the most part, on the way to the Dragon Rider, all the Hade Knights in the area are passive. They don't aggro unless you hit them. So it's probably best to leave them alone until you're actually ready to fight them. We left the Hade Knight alone, or Hade Knights anyway. There's plural, but we left them alone. Triggered the first bonfire. Just kind of fought our way through the old knights, who weren't very difficult. As long as you get behind them and you have like a strike weapon, they go down pretty easily. So we used our +3 mace to just kind of... I think we defeated like most of them. The ones with the swords we can defeat in like 3 hits. I think the other ones require a bit more, but for the most part they're not too hard. As long as you get behind them, it should be fine. So we fought through the old knights, gathering some items. I think it was like a Lloyd talisman or some soul items. And we did raise the platform in the Dragon Rider arena. Because there's 2 knights in particular that if you defeat, switches kind of rise up that you can activate to raise the Dragon Rider's platform in his arena. If you don't raise the platform in his arena, there is a cheese you can do with the Dragon Rider. Like you walk through the fog, stand there for about 6 seconds. You just count to 6, and once 6 is up, you just kind of move forward, dodge to his left, your right, and his attack should kind of carry him off the ledge. So that's the cheese for him. It only works if you don't raise the platforms, but we raise them anyway because he's not that hard. So we just fought him straight up. So we raised the platforms, fought through the old knights, got to the Dragon Rider arena, and then we summoned Masterless Glencore. I used Masterless Glencore to help me take care of the Hade Knights on our way back, because we also want to use them to kind of help us clear the way to the old Dragon Slayer. So we summoned Masterless Glencore, fought some knights, grabbed the Cling Ring, I think it's called. Is that what it's called? Oh, the Ring of Binding. I'm sorry. It basically is similar to the Cling Ring from Demon Souls, just raises your minimum health while you're hollowed. So, excuse me. So, grabbed the ring, worked our way backwards to the level, killing off the Hade Knights along the way. I did try to get the Hade Knights back at the beginning of the area, but Masterless Glencore decided he wanted to walk off a ledge. Apparently we lost track of him, and he kind of pathed off a ledge, so... Yay. So we had the rest of the bonfire, go back to summon Masterless Glencore, and then we made our way back. But instead of going to the beginning, which I wanted to, we went straight ahead towards the old Dragon Slayer boss fight. And past that archway into that little section, the 2 Hade Knights in that little section are aggressive. They will stand up, they will attack you on sight. So I like having Masterless Glencore just kind of help deal with that kind of stuff. So we took on the old knight, the Hade Knight that got up, picked up I think a Divine Blessing. Took on the other Hade Knight in the area, which had a spear instead of a sword. And then we sprinted straight to the dragon, or the wyvern, or the worm, or whatever you want to call it. But we'll just keep calling it a dragon because that's what the game calls them, so... so basically once you get to the top of the stairs where the Hade Knight with the spear was sitting at, sprint straight for the dragon. Don't stop. make sure you have full stamina bar when you get to the top of the stairs, and just sprint. Because if you're not quick enough, the dragon will get up and immediately spew fire at you. And he spews it for a while, which is most likely going to cause you to die. So, but if you can get across the little bridge, get underneath him, it shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, he kind of just stomps, probably might bite at his ankles. The only one attack you really have to watch out for is when he jumps up into the air and he breathes fire straight down. But luckily it doesn't go, it just really covers the platform he's on. So if you can get off the platform back onto the bridge, you should be okay. So just gonna poke at his ankles, get out of the way of his little fire breath, poke at his ankles, and eventually he'll go down. And he drops the Dragon Parma, the shield right here. It's a decent shield. It does not have 100% physical reduction, but does come with the bonus of increased item discovery. So we're just gonna have this on our back for a while. So we're just gonna have it on our back just for item discovery because I want the items. And the dragon also drops a petrified dragon bone. Yep. So we could have a item to upgrade a boss weapon whenever we do that. If we do that, we'll see. Yep. And luckily the dragon doesn't respawn, so if you do kill him but die, you don't have to worry about him again. But you have to kill him in order to raise the lever to lower the drawbridge in order to get to the Cathedral of the Blue. Yep. And so we hit the drawbridge, grab the I think it was 5 human effigies from the chest, and then Radiant Old Life Gem. And then we took on the boss. Yep. Walked through the fog, took on the old Dragon Slayer, and got our butt kicked. Well, Dark Souls 2 was being Dark Souls 2 with its odd hitboxes and wonky animations, in my opinion, but whatever. But so we did die the first time. It was okay. Yeah, it's fine. I just ran back to level, grabbed Glencore again, and ran back to the boss fog. Took on the old Dragon Slayer again, and this time we defeated him. Yep. And Glencore survived, so yep. Yeah, if you want to use this Glencore for the old Dragon Slayer, you gotta do it before you do the Dragon Rider. Because Glencore does not become his summon time will go away once the Dragon Rider is defeated. So if you want him, do the old Dragon Slayer before that. So we did the old Dragon Slayer, got his soul and the old Leo ring. The bonfire just past him. The 2 chests, one had the Cleric's Parma and the Tower Shield, and the other one had some cracked blue eye orbs. So, and then there's the NPC, Blue Sentinel Targray, I think is how you pronounce it. But right now he won't talk to us because we don't have a token of fidelity. We won't be able to get a token. There's one in the game, but it's going to be a little while before we get to it, so it's going to be a while before you talk to him. But I made sure to do the old Dragon Slayer now, just don't have to go through the whole area with all the Hated Knights patrolling, because they're a pain in the butt. At this stage of the game, they're a pain in the butt. So we did that. We ran all the way back to the Dragon Rider, didn't rest or anything, and we took him on. Yep, took on the Dragon Rider. Yeah, he's easy. I mean, again, like any other enemy, as long as you get behind him, you should be okay. So we just poke. Took him down, and at that point all the Hated Knights became active. They stood up, they started patrolling, they'll aggro on sight, all that fun stuff. So after that, went up the stairs, hit the bonfire, met Lycia of Lindent, I think is how you pronounce it. Yeah, the miracle vendor. Yep. Talked to her. I think we bought a heal spell. I think that was it. And then after that, we made our way past her down the next little section, on the way to this bonfire here. Yeah, just fought through some hollow infantries, a basilisk, a CN knight guarding a sublime bone dust. Yep, we skipped the petrified person for now because we need our branch for the Bastille. So we skipped him for now. Elevator down here, and we hit the bonfire. Then we went back to Bajula, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's all we did. Yep. And between episodes, I used all the souls we got last time, and I leveled up quite a bit. Yep. I went against my better judgment. Instead of upping our ADP to get the agility up to at least 100, I instead distributed the levels into attunement, intelligence, and faith. Got them all those to 10. So with 10 attunement, we have a spell slot. With 10 intelligence, we can use Soul Arrow, and it also allows us to speak to an NPC here in the Wharf. We also got 10 faith, which doesn't really do as much of anything, but I do plan on using probably primary sorcery. No, I don't know. Probably miracles. I'm still debating, but I do want to cast some spells, so I start laying the foundations early, so I don't have to worry about it later. I think I had one more level, and I put it into ADP, but so that's what I did with all my souls between episodes. And I also did do some more farming offline. Farming between episodes. I tried to get the Haid Knight armor stuff from them back in the Haid's Tower, but all I got was their gauntlets and their sword. Getting the sword is good, but I wanted their armor. But I only got their gauntlets for now. So I'm going to probably do that every now and then just to get their armor set. And I also farmed the ogre as well, just for some souls. And all the souls I got, I basically bought out Lycia. I bought the Ring of Prayer and all her miracles. Yeah, so bought all her miracles. I bought Soul Arrow and another heal from Valencia. Yeah, she sells the arrow and the heal. I also got the Ring of Prayer, or Ring of Faith, Yeah, this boosts Faith by 5, so if we had this on, we could use heal or force, but maybe later. So that's all I did. Yeah, that's all I did. I didn't level up or anything. I did upgrade our spear here to +4. I did upgrade the Haid Knights to +3. Upgraded the Fire Longsword to +3 as well. And I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yep. And that's all I did between episodes. Yep, just try to farm for items, bought out some stuff. Yep. And for today, we're going to do No Man's Wharf. Yep. No Man's Wharf. It is going to be dark. It is going to be a dark episode. That's just how the game is. It's a dark area. I will be using a torch to light up sconces, so hopefully it should be okay. But just warning you now, it's going to be dark. So we're just going to go through No Man's Wharf. There's actually 3 NPCs in the area. There's Carillion of the Fold, I believe his name is. He's the sorcery guy. He's the one that requires 10 intelligence to talk to. There's Gavlon, who's the NPC you sell stuff to. So when we meet him, we're just going to offload all of our stuff we don't want onto him. And there's another NPC, I can't quite remember her name. I think it's like Licentia or something of Mira. So, yeah, I can't quite remember her name, but she's in here as well. Yep, and yeah, that's the plan for today. Just go through No Man's Wharf. There's those 3 NPCs. There's several fake walls. They're not illusory walls. They're fake walls. There's one you interact with. There's another one you break. So the Vulgarians, I think they're called, are down here. Shadows, suspicious shadows, I think that's what they're called. Like little ninja guys are down here. Dark stalkers are down here. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here. It's a pretty important place with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, that's the plan. No Man's Wharf. Their equipment for today, at least starting anyway. This might change depending on the situation. Starting off the wing spear. Gotta love my wing spear. I have a sorcery staff, because again we have 10 intelligence. So I do want to use my soul arrows, but I probably will use a bow if I have to, so this will probably change. Watchdog Parma just for the item drop increase. It is a good shield in its own right, but mainly for the increased item discovery. Armor's the same, traveling merchant, leather stuff. Ring's the same, stone ring, covetous ring, blades, chloranthy. Yep, flask, gem. Yep. Near the stats. Yeah, still kind of early on, but our level's getting up there. 51. Yeah. The Dark Souls 2 uses a different leveling, scaling, or scale or whatever. The souls required to level up is different in Dark Souls 2 than the other Souls games. So you do level up pretty quickly in this game, but yeah, at least I think you do, or it feels like it anyway. And we have our soul arrow, so alright. I think I yabbered on long enough. Shall we just get to it? Yeah, sure. Do I want to let my... I don't... Depending on if I want to light a torch now, but... I think there might be a sconce already lit here. Well, there's a dog right there, so... Actually, we're getting pot shot at it. Pot shotted at. Yeah. This is what I mean when you can say you can use the binoculars. Center it up. Or do your best to center it and pop. Yep. He fell down. Okay. Yeah, you use the binoculars kind of center your enemy on the screen and your spells will go straight there. So you can kind of free aim spells. They do have some decent range in this game. I think they have some longer ranges than in Dark Souls at least. So you can hit people pretty far. Alright, so I'm gonna light this sconce to start. Yep, there's the dogs. Good. Ooh. Ooh, they drop effigies. Yeah. The arrows don't really curve in this game like they do in Dark Souls. They have a little curve to them, but for the most part, they'll just shoot in the direction you're going. So all you gotta do is just kind of walk out of the way and you're fine. I would just run to you, but you got this guy right here. I'm gonna fall off. Good. Aw. Yeah. Items just kind of walk through the... phase through the floor. And that's another reason why I like the spear. Just the backstab animation is just awesome on this thing. It's really cool. I'm pretty sure you can't destroy that. I think you have to actually interact with it. Yeah, you can't destroy it. And if you could destroy it, that would be pretty cool. A quick way through the area, but nope. Alright. This shade was added in the Scholar of the First Sin. Yeah. Bradley of the Old Guard. Probably won't need them, so we'll just leave them be. We're gonna go light some of these sconces. Best to do it along the way. I think there's pretty sure there's another dog over there. But yeah, this place actually looks really cool when it's all lit up. But it is really dark at the beginning until you get there. But yeah, there's that thing right there that will light up the whole area, but I wouldn't recommend lighting it because it does drive certain enemies into the dark, and it can make certain sections annoying. Alright. There should be some. Yeah, there's a guy right there. I think there's another one. Yeah, I know he's in the back. Get our stamina back. Thank you. More stuff to sell to Gavlon. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, okay. I don't think there's any fake walls in here. There should be a guy right above us. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else then. There's a chest in here, so... Did he drop down? Yes, he did. Okay. Proud Knight. Do you think I can get this? No, I didn't go far enough forward. Right. I was hoping the jump attack would reach him, but it didn't go far enough forward. We're gonna light the sconce up top. Nothing happens when you light everything. Just lighting it is just for purely visual. Yep. There's a chest. I don't think it's trapped. Titanite shard. We'll take it. All right. I think I went too fast. I think I went too fast for the thing to register. Alright. Several enemies upcoming. There's one there. There's like one there. There's probably like one there. There's another one down there. Yeah, there's quite a number in here. I think one stands up in this water. Soul and gem. We'll take it. Let's do this. There we go. Trigger him early, let him come to us. Just out of reach. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so I think there's two guys in here, yeah. Gotcha. Dark pine resin applies dark to our weapon. There's a torch hollow. He's not aggressive. He will follow you around, but he doesn't attack you. Unless you attack him first. More stuff to sell to Gavlon. Don't mind if I do. But we don't want him following us because he will drive. There's some enemies in this area that are afraid of fire. So they'll actually like go away from us if he follows us. So I'm actually going to kill him. He also drops torches, or at least I think he does. Oh, okay. Never mind. He doesn't drop anything. I thought he does. I thought he did. Iron arrows. Yeah, but I don't want him following us, so we're just gonna let him be. Alright. Gonna light some more sconces. Alright. Yeah, we saw your swords earlier, so... Thank you. Probably got a counter damage in there. I think there's dogs somewhere. Right here. Nice. Oh, there it is. There she is. We'll talk to you here in a moment. There's also another dogs out here. We can two-tap you. That's fine by me. Sweet. Okay. Yay, Vulgarian leggings. Okay. Into the wall. 3 effigies. Okay. Thought there was only one. Alright. Any enemies behind us? No? Good. Alright, this is the NPC. I can't remember her name. I think it's Licentia or something. So I think it starts with an L. But what's up, my lady?
What is it? I don't know you, and you don't know me. Things are better that way.
Oh, don't be like that. Yeah.
You are an odd one. Normally, people keep a safe distance when they see this mask. But you... I'm called Lucatiel. From the land of Mira to the far east, across the mountains. They say Drangelic brims with powerful souls. And so I came to claim my share. But what a strange place. Even the rumors did not prepare me.
Alright, so her name is actually Lucatiel. Okay. Alright, Lucatiel of Mira. Alright.
You are an odd one indeed. I've always made a point of avoiding people, while you've made a point of engaging me. I can see that you are mid-journey. If you require assistance, I will help you. I come from Mira, a land of knights. My sword is always ready. Don't hesitate to call upon me. Whatever happens, I won't be missed.
Well, you're here, so... Alright, so now we'll be able to summon her for the next boss, which is the Flexile Sentry, I believe. Yeah, it's the boss of the No Man's Warp, so... Anything else?
You are an odd one indeed. Well, you've made a point of I can see that I can't... Don't...
Alright, I think that's everything.
You are... Well,
Alright.
I don't...
Just gotta make sure you deplete her dialogue, because don't want to have to go chasing her down later. But... Alright, so Lucatiel of Mira. Yeah. Yeah, she's one of those NPCs you're gonna have to summon for boss fights. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. Just chilling out in his little hovel. Come on, dude. Poke. Alright. Light a torch to light the sconces. Again, the only reason I'm doing this is just for the visual effects. Lighting them doesn't trigger anything. Yeah. Okay. Come on, dog. I love the spear. Alright, these barrels right here are filled with oil. They will explode if you hit them with fire, or if anything with fire anyway. Fire bombs, fire arrows, fire weapons, yeah, they'll cause them to explode. Well, maybe not explode, but definitely burn, so just gotta be careful. And if you do roll into them, you will get covered in oil, and you will take extra damage from fire. So just be very mindful of these. Trying to keep a lookout for any from the false walls, I'll call them. Yeah, a room with nothing in it. Yeah, a room with nothing in it. But, right. Actually, I think I want to go over there. Right, so let's light this up. I think he will throw fire bombs. No, he throws oils. Okay. All right. I think he throws oil till you get hit with it, and he'll throw fire bombs. Thank you. Can't go up the stairs. I don't think there's anything past here. Oh, I hear dogs. No, they're down below. Right. Ooh, our durability is getting kind of low. No, I don't like that. Yeah, so this is the way forward. Do you want to hop down? Yeah, you can see there's dogs patrolling. Get some of our firebombs. See if we can't hit them. I think we have the range. We just gotta aim. Oh. Ah. Oh, just missed. Can I clip head? Oh, 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 oh. I don't think so. I think we're gonna miss. Oh, we got it. Never mind. We just weaved it through. Alright, so that's the guy you wanted to watch out for. Yeah, this guy throws oil pots. That guy will hit you with fire arrows, and then you'll go flat. Oh, we hit him. Cool. Let's see if we can't. Okay, so they don't explode, but they do burn. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. And they'll coat you with oil if you roll through them, so. Didn't mean to do that, but I just kind of skirt past it. That should be all the dogs. Should only going to be 3. Ow. Oh, there's a guy behind us. I'm trying to roll. The game won't let me. Chug. Thank you. Alright. Ooh, Bulgarian shield. Is there any more enemies? Do we need to watch out for? Well, there's one up there, but should be okay. Alright. So we have the shield. Greatest strange pattern. A former king launched a campaign to capture these terrors of the high seas, but rather than imprison them, forced them into hard labor at no man's wharf. Just as a former king, the only king we know about is Vendrick. So possibly Vendrick put them to use. Possibly. Also got the Bulgarian leggings by Varangians, or I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I was going to call them Varangians. The coastline stretches far in northern Drangelic. Beyond this northern sea is an unexplored continent, said to be the home of things inhuman. Alright, so this Ferris Lockstone contraption will light up the, if I can see it. It might be just above us, but there's a little chandelier. Yeah, it's probably just right above us. This will light up the big chandelier in the center of this little area, which will brighten up the whole place. I personally wouldn't do it because there are enemies up there on that cliff edge who are scared of the light. Yeah, so if you light the big thing up, it'll force them into that building right there, making it very, very difficult to explore. It also bunches them up, and it's best to take those enemies on one at a time, if you can. So I'm going to leave it unlit. I also want to keep our Pharaoh's Lockstone for other things. Alright. I think it's a drop down. Here it is, okay. Knights and Stone. I think we're above the little area where the little hollow torch guy was at. I think we can sprint back up. Yep. Oh, can't get up here. Yeah, okay, we can't go back. Okay, it's a one-way trip. But we got that. That's where the torch guy was at. Yeah, you see a little summon sign coming to focus. I think that's Lucatiel's sign over there. Maybe we can get to this item now. Did this item glitch back into reach? Sweet. Oh, more leggings. Never mind. Alright, so let's go back. We'll continue this way. I think there's a sconce nearby. Alright. I think there's a bunch of enemies in here. Yeah, there's like 3 of them. There's 1 there, there's 2 there. Oh, there's 4. Never mind. Good thing a strong attack kills on 1 hit. Alright, there's a chest here. I think it's not trapped. We have the Brigand armor set and the Bandit axe. This is the starting armor set for the Bandit in Dark Souls 1. Yeah, right here. Oh, it's not quite as good as the leather set, but it is lighter. Yeah, this armor may appear shoddy, but in fact, it's a very functional piece of work. Materials meticulously crafted together. Nah, we'll keep our stuff. Alright. We also got the battle axe. Oops. Not the battle axe, the brigand axe. The bandit axe. Yep. Axe. An axe of bandits of the Ferocian outskirts. Very sturdily built for the armament of a bandit. When Ferocia fell to war, its citizens were left landless and entirely to their own devices. Many were reduced to thievery, while Ferocian knights scattered to other lands as sellswords. Oh, we don't have enough strength to use it one-handed, but we could two-hand it. It does have some pretty good stats, pretty good damage values. So it is... stick with our spear. I think it's this room? Hold on. Okay. This one. Okay, no, I think they're later on. Never mind. I'm trying to remember where these doors are at. I think they're later on. Okay, I think this is where the one guy drops on us. Yep. We heard him. There he is. Yeah, you walk up the stairs and he's supposed to jump after us. Alright. Don't think you're trapped. Repair powder? Thank God. We should probably use that here. Because our spear is looking pretty dangerous. Oh, I did have some. Okay. Alright. Thank you. So, alright, no sconces in here. Oh, okay. There's the other NPC. That's Gavlon. And we have to work our way towards him. So can't get to him just yet. I think that's all for this little section. Alright. So now we hop across. Now we're back to where we're supposed to be. We'll light this sconce. Again, just light this. Alright. Alright, so the next set of enemies coming up, those guys right there. Stalkers. but they are scared of the light, so they won't approach us. However, they'll eventually enrage and they'll ignore it, so just be careful. So you kind of use it to, yeah, like that. So they'll eventually frenzy. There's quite a number of them over here, so just be, yes. How are you to magic? We'll pot shot them. They're also pretty weak to fire. In fact, we'll take out our fire longsword just for this. Put this away. Oh, yeah. They also inflict bleed. They dropped the Tattered Cloth set, which is the Pyromancer set from Dark Souls 1, as well as long swords. So we have just a regular longsword now. It could come in handy. Let's see, we got Tattered Cloth armbands, yep. Gloves favored by pyromancers. They appear tattered, but in fact the fabric is reinforced with pyromancy. Magic is no show. It is an art that allows mere mortals to glimpse into the very fabric of what is and may be. So if you want the Pyromancer starter set from Dark Souls 1, these are the enemies that drop them. Yeah, it's not quite as good as the leather stuff, but... Oh, here's the Hades Knight armor gauntlets. Yeah, whether Hades refused to a kingdom or where just the name of the land is not clear, for no records date back far enough to tell. All that is known, so the way of the blue has its origins in Hades, and Hades was later subsumed by the sea. Also got more pieces of the old Knight set, but... Alright. Alright, so there's actually quite a bit more up here than I remembered. I know there's like three or so in there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take care of this guy. More leggings, really? Alright. I think it's a soul item and emit force? Yep. Soul item and force. Cool. Alright, this building sucks. There's quite a number of those little dark stalkers. It's an enclosed space. Yeah, and... Not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it? Surprise. And they bust down walls. Oh, there's two of you. Cool. I just threw them out here. A bit more space. Ow. Yeah, they inflict bleed, and bleeding's not good. Okay. Oh, and they also drop Radiant Life Gems. So actually, they drop a lot of good stuff. I thought there was only one in this room, but there's two. I know there's some more upstairs, yeah. There we go. They're weakest to fire, so just use fire on them if you can. Pyromancies, fire bombs, fire longsword. And there's another one over here. Tattered Cloth hood. Gonna keep our merchant hood because item drop rate. Yeah, so if you did use the Pharaoh Stone, light up the whole outside, the ones we took care of outside would have flooded in here. So this would have been a real hot mess. I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. Alright. 2 chests. This one should be fine. The great sword. Yep. The big old sword. Yeah. I think in Dark Souls 1 and 3 it's thinner, but in 2 it's very exaggerated in its size. Yeah. 28 strength. One of the few ultra great swords. No human was intended to wield a sword of this weight or destructiveness. Only a few famed warriors have ever wielded this great blade, for it challenges the very limits of human ability. Alright, so this chest is trapped. Just trying to see if I can notice any difference from the regular one. It's kind of too dark for me to tell, really, but it is trapped. So it's either poison or arrow. If it's arrow, we're just going to block. If it's poison, we're just going to get away. Poison. Just roll away. All right. 2 silver talismans, which I believe are the chameleon spells. Yep. Transform to blend into the environment. Embedded with a tiny charm embedded with imitative magic. Use to transform into something to blend in. Use a talisman to hide from invaders. Only provides the most superficial camouflage, but sometimes that is enough to do the trick. Yep. I'm pretty sure enemies can still detect you through it. I don't really use them, so I don't know. But that's it for this building. Yep. We'll move forward. Looks like there's supposed to be an enemy in here, but I guess not. Alright. I think we're done with little stalkers, so we're gonna put our spear back on. Well, no, that's not true. There's more stalkers coming up, but for ring these guys. Them pirates. Drop arrows. Cool. We'll take them. Ah. Alright, the bell. I'm pretty sure you can trigger the bell without ringing the handle. Yeah, alright. Look how nice it looks with all the sconces lit. That looks beautiful. Yeah, I don't think there's anything over there, but there's that big chandelier I was talking about earlier. Hit the stone, that lights up the whole area, but I like the sconces better. They look cooler. Alright, so let's ring the bell. It's like a little ghost ship, yeah, and there's the enemy spawning in. Yeah. We rang the bell to call the ship in. You don't need to do the jump, I just do it just to make sure, because there's a gap down here you can drop down by accident. Guy hanging off the ledge. Yeah, there should be some suspicious shadows coming up. There's an arrow guy right there. Yeah, there's several suspicious shadows coming up, but I can't quite... trying to see if I can spot them before they become an issue. I think there's one right there. Yeah, just to the right of our hands, there's a suspicious shadow hanging on the wall. See that little cloth hanging down below the board there? And there's one right there. Yeah. In the original, they only show up in New Game Plus in the boss arena, so having them out and about now is actually good. So you can get their stuff from them. I think this is where more stalkers show up. Yep. Get some fire arrows. Alright, come up. No, I don't think you're gonna come up the stairs. Really? Yeah, I'm bleeding, yeah. Bleeding just slows our movement down for a bit. I think it also messes with our stamina recovery, but... yeah. Alright. I'm gonna try to do these guys... Come over here. I want to show something. You can... backstab them. Yep, you can backstab these guys. And shit, some more stuff to sell. I think it's in here. I think it was. Try to remember where the illusory wall is, or the fake door, the fake wall. I'll recognize it when I see it, but I can't have to see it first. Dude, you are hanging out in the wrong spot. Alright. And there's a suspicious shadow. Oop. Your stupid kunai. There we go. Yep, they can drop their armor set, as well as a unique claw weapon. I think it's called the Malform Claw. But, yeah, they do respawn, so you can farm for their set. Although, farming it's kind of annoying because there's only like 2 of them. Yeah, he's up there. Ooh, we drop down. We have to run all the way back to like that sconce, aren't I? Yeah, yes I am. Although... no, this is the shortcut right here. Okay. Alright. There's here's the one wall. Two chests. I think they're both safe. 3 fire bombs will take. I think there's a ring in here. Nope, Titanite shard. Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong room. Oh, no, those are the chests real quick, but no. Okay. So the ring is probably in the other fake wall, but I think that's a parry stance. Alright, up the stairs. Gavlon. Hold on. 1 second, Gavlon. There's a body there, but I don't remember if there's an actual item on it. Well, we just walk up the stairs. Like, there might have been an item on this corpse at one point, but I think they got rid of it. Alright. I'm coming, Gavlon. I'm coming. You're my favorite drunken Garum. Actually, let me open this up first. The shortcut back. Alright, Gavlon. Talk to me, big fuzzy man.
Who are you? I, Gavlan. Gavlan will, Gavlan deal. Gavlan wants soul. Many, many soul. What you want? With Gavlan, you will, you deal.
Lonesome Gavlon. Gavlon wheel, Gavlon deal. Yep. Alright. He's our person you sell to. Let's just talk to him first.
Gavlan will, Gavlan deal. Gavlan wants soul. What? With
Alright, so you might just not have anything to say. He's another one of those merchants. If you spend X amount of souls with him, he'll give you an item. I think it's 15,000 souls as well with him. I think you get his axe. It's a Gurm great axe. So, alright, I'm gonna sell a bunch of stuff. I might skip this, or I might fast forward it, but we're just gonna sell some stuff. Yeah, his you can sell them soul items, but you only get 10. You don't get their value, so never sell them souls ever, ever. Yeah. Is there anything else we want to sell? I think we're good. Yeah. Well, we could sell them these stuff. I don't plan on using these. I have a ton of these. We'll keep one just cause. We'll keep one just cause again. Never gonna go online. I'm not gonna do any of that stuff, so we'll just sell them. They also sell pretty well. Yeah, you can get these from the old knights back at the Hades Tower, so you can get these pretty easily. I don't quite remember where you get these, but all right. I think I'm good. All right, bunch of souls in hand, so let's buy some stuff. Yeah, it's the giant ring. Ring of Giants increases poise. The beloved ring of the gallant shieldless Lothian, formerly of Ferosa, increases poise. Lothian was born a peasant and died a general. His determination and diligence was unmatched, especially on the battlefield, where he earned his name by choosing to fight without a shield. Where did we hear that name also? There was another item we had that mentioned shieldless Lothian, but buy it. Try to buy it here if you can. Gavlon will move after we reload the area, and he will restock the Ring of Giants, but they'll be more expensive in the next location. So if cheap, it's going to be 5,000 right here. So try to buy it if you can. He's got 20 poison arrows. We'll take them. Poison in Dark Souls 2 is very strong, although it does take a while. We're going to buy out his poison throwing knives. Definitely buy some of his mosses. Do we want the pine resin? Not really. I mean, it could help, but... Yeah, sure, why not? Alright. Yeah. A faintly poisonous clump of moss. When ingested, it counteracts poison and cleanses one's insides. If enough poison build up in the body to break the cause, poison HP will start to decrease. If you wish to stay alive, you would do well to keep a supply close to hand. Yep. Yeah, we're definitely going to need it, especially for one zone which is full of poison. Yep. Intended to poison the target more than inflict direct damage. Some weapons easily utilized but has limited range. It deals little damage. However, if the knife can cause poison, the target will take damage for some time. Yep. Alright. I think we spent enough souls that if we talk to him, he'll give us his weapon.
With Gavlan, you deal. Much deal. These you take, huh? For you.
And he gives us his Gurm Great Axe. Alright. Anything else?
Gavlan, what? With
Alright, I think that's all we're going to do with him for now. So he'll move to the next spot, which I believe is in what's it called? I can't quite remember what it's called, but it's a poison area, so we'll see him there.
You go home.
Well, no, we can't go home. We're stuck here in Drangelic. But Gavlon, probably my favorite NPC in the Dark Souls 2. Alright. So before we move forward, I'm probably going to skip out. What am I going to do next? I'm going to run back. We're actually going to go through here, hop across, light our torch, and try to light the sconces over there before our drop down. Because I want to. So I'm probably just going to skip right back to when I drop back down there. Alright. See you in a little bit. Alright. We're back. Okay, so yeah, I went and lit the sconces. There's one here, one up there. There was another one above us somewhere, but I did it because I want to. So, alright, so through here. Oh, there's another one here, but there should be some more suspicious shadow. Ow. You probably dropped down from up there, but yep, some more Varangians. So if we go top. Yep, he's poisoned. Yeah, you see how quickly poison builds up. But yeah, these pots are filled with poison, so just don't go swinging willy-nilly. Yeah, and the best way to get rid of them is just to use like either your throwing knives, fire bombs, iron arrows. Wood arrows won't work. Yeah, you want iron arrows. Well, throwing knives should work. Yeah, just kind of line it up. Throw. There you go. 7 throwing knives and a flame butterfly. Flame butterflies allow you to light a torch without a bonfire. Yep. Autonomously. A bottle filled with dried red butterflies. Stimulation of these rare butterflies create a small flame, allowing torches to be lit on the go. These butterflies exude secretions which ignite upon exposure to air, protecting them from natural predators. Known and loved as handy firelighters, but feared as the catalyst of disastrous fires when found in swarms. Chest, I'm pretty sure it's not trapped. Ooh, another fragrant branch of yore. Alright, this one you have to actually break. Crystal lizard immediately inside. 2 shards, large shard. Name of the soldier. Fading soul. Name of the soldier, 3 life gems. Well, there's 1, 2, 3 skeletons here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more skulls. Right, so this should be the ring. Yep, soldier's ring. This should increase our equip load. Yep. Ring bearing a soldier's seal increases the load that can be carried. These rings were granted to warriors who distinguished themselves in the service of King Vendrick. The king favored simple warriors who staked their every battle on strength alone. Yep. It's not much, but looks like 4. It's like 10%. That's what it looks like. So we'll use it if we have to, but I don't plan on using it. All right. We're almost done. Almost done. Gotta light my sconces because I'm weird that way. Sconce. All right. So there should be some more dark stalkers down here. Yeah, there's one right there. Boom. There should be at least another one, maybe two. There's another one there. Yeah, I think you're the only one. Cool. Oh, we got clipped. Alright. Alright. No one in here? Thought there was another guy in here, but I guess not. Alright, we see you, Mr. Orangian. Thank you. Some more leggings, really? When we see you... Alright, let's hit the shortcut. Alright, shortcut unlocked. Light this. Just gotta light some more sconces. Again, because I'm weird that way. Let's go light this one as well. Down, grab this. Effigy life gems, we'll take it. Alright, so let's go talk to our last NPC in the area, who should be right up here. Alright. This should be Carillion of the Fold, if I'm not mistaken. Sir?
I sense power. Very well. From this day, you shall be my new pupil. I am Carillion. Carillion of the Fold. Surely you've heard the name. Now, do not be afraid. Let us explore the limits of sorcery.
And this guy will only let you... well, in order to talk to him, you need at least 10 intelligence, I believe. It might be 8, but I always say 10 just to be sure. And so, if you don't have 10 intelligence, he won't talk to you. He'll just say, you know, be gone or come back later. Oh. Yep, he can reinforce pyromancy. Surprisingly. You know, he's a sorcery guy. But, alright. Talk.
The forces of magic and souls lie dormant in this land. It is a fitting place to hone my sorceries. I suspect that I may even conjure up new spells here. Sorcery is yet a mystery, even to me. Let us mature together, young pupil.
Alright, wouldn't quite say it's a good place for sorceries, but alright. Anything else?
Use scrolls to unleash the power of sorceries. But the power of each scroll is reliant on that of its owner. The untrained cannot wield a scroll to its proper potential. Never forget, young pupil, there are no shortcuts to mastery.
That is true. You need to put the time and effort into it to master, but...
The forces of magic and souls lie dormant in this land. It is a fitting place to hone my sorceries. I suspect that I may even conjure up new spells here. Sorcery is yet a...
Alright, so I think he might be repeating himself now.
Use scroll, but the... Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah. Alright, Carillion of the Fold. He sells Catalyst, which you already have. He's got the spell Quartz Ring, increases magic defense. Ring bestowed upon students, a certain standard at the Melfian Magic Academy. Its soul-based quartz increases magic defense. Pyromancer Glocken crafts these replicas, much to the dismay of the conservative old guard facility. And the clear bluestone ring, shortened spell cast time. We might get this. A ring that belonged to Forenza, the only truly moneyed merchant in Volgan. Shortened spell cast time. Fiorenza used his riches to buy up trinkets of luxury and rare collectibles, but was ruined after years of excessive debauchery. Yep. Right, so I might pick that up, but some amber herbs, twilight herbs. Gray herb that grows hidden among the rocky surfaces of tall mountains. Restores a restores a number of spell uses. It's more than the amber one for sure. There's no end to these scores of people who risk life and limb to forage for this valuable herb, which led to a banning of its harvest in some regions. And the Simpleton's Spice lowers required intelligence by 1 for chosen spell. Yep, use this, lowers the spell requirements. Lowers the intelligence requirements of a spell by 1. So if there's a spell that's just out of reach of your intelligence and you don't want to put any more points into it, use these. A spice exuding a particular aroma. A spell demands devotion from its caster. Using the spice makes a chosen spell attainable with 1 less intelligence. Will only work with assistance from a certain person. The spice does not raise one's intelligence, but only obfuscates the requirement. And I'm pretty sure it's this guy here, Carillion, who will do it. Or is it the guy in the Iron Keep? I think it's the guy in the Iron Keep. Here are all the sorceries. Arrow, Great Soul Arrow, we already got one. Heavy Soul Arrow, yep. Great Heavy Soul Arrow. Yeah, difficult to handle, but very powerful. Only the well-trained can utilize these arrows. Shockwave. But unleashes a large shockwave toppling opponents. Intended to stun opponents and make them vulnerable to attack. Some call this child's play, but for an initiative caster is a deadly tool. I think it might be similar to Force, but it might not be centered on the caster. Yeah, it might be just in front of you or something like that. Soul Spear Barrage. A working of an ancient spell concocted at the Melfian Magic Academy. A simple idea, but potentially highly effective when used properly, of course. Fires a flurry of soul spears. Magic weapon, we also want that. Although, adds magic damage to the types of damage the weapon already inflicts. Can we actually use this on a fire weapon? It's probably best to use it on a magic weapon, though. Wielding a sword and casting a sorcery are 2 different things, and some members of Melfian Magic Academy view these varieties of spells as impure. And Yearn. Create a warm, soul-like orb that serves as a decoy and lures foes towards itself. People regret loss and yearn for what they do not have. Perhaps the names of the sorcery harkens to this irony. Okay. It only takes 10 intelligence, so we could use this. I do want these rings, particularly this one. So, magic is looking pretty useful, because I don't think I've ever done a magic build in Dark Souls 2. I've done Faith, but I don't know if I've done magic. I don't know, I'll keep that in mind. Excuse me, sorry about that. Alright, I don't know. We'll buy this ring here. We definitely want that. Alright, so he'll definitely move to Majula once we beat the boss, so.
The forces of magic, it is a license. Right. Young pupil, do not take my teachings lightly.
Alright, so he should show up in Majula once we beat the boss, so we'll buy stuff there later. Alright. I think that is everything we need to do. I think all that's left now is just to beat up the boss. Well, let us clear this boat first. We're going to clear the boat first just so we don't have to have... I already forget his name. I can't quite... Oh, wow, I can't even believe we forgot his name. the mirror lady. Oh, I forgot about you. Ah. Just out of reach. Alright, let's go. There are a few enemies on this barge. Take care of this guy first. And there's a new enemy right there. I think he's called the Jailer. I think that's what he's called. Can't backstab him. He is pretty tanky, but he's not too difficult. I think that's all the enemies on the barge. Let me just double check. I don't want to, oh, it's Lucatiel, that's her name. Alright, because I don't want to summon Lucatiel and have her lose some health in a fight. Alright. So we're going to go summon Lucatiel. Kind of escort her here to the boss, because, again, she's one of those NPCs where we have to summon her for 3 fights, and she has to survive for 3 fights. So we're going to have to summon her here. Lucatiel of Mira. Let's do this. Alright, Lucatiel. Yeah, I would definitely recommend staying close, because if you get too far away, she's bound to path herself off a ledge. And you don't want that to happen. So, just kind of walk our way gently this way. Go. There we go. Look how nice this place looks with all the sconces lit. Looks really cool. Alright. Come on, Lucatiel. You sound like a parrot. I don't know why, the name just reminds me of a parrot. Come on, you can do this. Come on. There we go. Oh, come on. Path your way down here, let's go. Thank you. Alright, so through this door is the Fluxile Sentry. Since we're standing in water, the Haze Knight Sword would come in handy, because it does lightning damage. Yes, it does. Can we buff it with lightning as well? No. Okay. Thought we could, but... Alright. Is there anything else I want to do? That might not help us in this fight. This might... 10 poise, that's pretty good. We could use this to keep the boss's attention on us, but... Yeah, it just kind of puts red on our face. I think it's meant to, like, have our eyes burn red or something like that. So now it should work. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah, we'll do this on just to make sure she stays alive. We could use a... Should I just go with a spear? Nah, we'll try our Haze Knight Sword. Alright. Alright, it's probably a bad idea using this red eye ring, but... Let's do this. Fluxile Sentry's not too bad. But... Alright. Let's not get old Dragon Slayered here. Not too bad, not too bad. stunned him for a little second. You got this, Lucatiel. Yeah! Alright. Nice. Not too bad, not too bad. A bunch of souls in the Flexile Sentry Soul. Yeah. He's not very hard. No, just kind of step in, avoid it, well, step out of his attack range, hit him once or twice at the end of his combo, step back out, rinse and repeat. Alright, yeah, the only... Is it still rising? Yeah, it's still rising, yeah. The only downside, or the only thing to watch out for in this fight is that the water level does rise. You can actually kind of see it rise up right now. Very slowly, but... Yeah, after a certain point, the water level will get waist deep, and it becomes difficult to move. So, the longer this fight goes on, the more risk of you becoming bogged down. Yeah, other than that, not too bad. Not too bad. You got his soul. Flexile Sentry is a merciless creature whose purpose is to punish the undead. He uses this to get his weapons or a lot of souls. Yep. Yep. Yes, now it's waist deep, and now we're really, really slowed down. So at this point we're slow, but the boss will still have his full movement, so this makes this fight pretty difficult. So definitely try to beat him before it gets that deep. Alright. Lucatiel did survive, so she'll move on. Let's put our stone ring back on. And let's put our spear. Alright. Chest. We should have the Pyromancy Flame. Pyromancy Flame and Fireball. Nice. I think the yep, here he is. The flame catalyst used by pyromancers. Pyromancers rouse this flame to produce various fire arts. Yep. The strength of a pyromancy depends on the strength of one's pyromancy flame, which can be improved through reinforcement. Yep. And according to Laurentius back in Dark Souls 1, the pyromancy flame is a part of themselves, so this used to belong to some other pyromancer who's now gone. Mm-hmm. Yep, and in Dark Souls 2, pyromancy, the flame does have a scaling. Yeah, it scales off of... Oops. I don't think I can quite see it. Oh, there it is. Never mind, on the bottom. Yeah, it scales off of our fire bonus. It's probably in this little thing here, yeah. There it is. Fire bonus. That's right here. Pyromancy Flame scales off of this. And this, you can increase this by increasing your intelligence and your faith. So, yep. So, Pyromancy Glove in Dark Souls 2 does scale off its stat, or your intelligence and faith. You can upgrade it, like in Dark Souls 1, but it requires, what are they called? They're seeds. I can't quite remember what they're called, but like fire seeds or something like that. Yeah, they don't require, you don't require souls for in this game, or Titanite shards like in Dark Souls 3. So it requires a special upgrade material to upgrade your Pyromancy Flame. So right now it looks like it's gonna do pretty good damage. Mm-hmm. But so it doesn't have any requirements. Yeah, no requirements to actually use, but if you do want it to be better, you gotta invest in faith and intelligence. We also got Fireball, standard spell for pyromancers. Yep, equip like Catalyst. The power of the pyromancy is directly affected by the equality of the caster. Yep. Doesn't require any faith or intelligence. But if you don't have anything invested into it, it's not going to be very strong. So, but it's there if you need it. So we might dabble in pyromancy. We'll see. But in order to move forward, we need to examine. Just throws us off, huh? We're now at the Lost Bastille. Thought to be another cutscene for us coming in, but I guess not. Just kind of launches us here. Alright. Should be some Varangians in here. Yep. They all drunk. Drop. Oh, another shield. Oh well. Oh well. Alright, so let's go up the elevator. Yeah, there is an item you can have to get on the top of this thing to get to. So we're gonna have to write this up again here in a moment. Go. Should be over here. We should stop at it. I think we don't have to roll or anything off of it. We can just like walk off. Yeah, there we go. Go. Scimitar and repair powder. I don't think scimitar has anything to say, but it is a dex weapon. Yep. Like with scimitar, hardly allows the victim to catch their breath. Yeah, sharp blade, right? Yeah, okay. Does it have any bleed on it? Oops. No, it doesn't. Cool. Alright, so let's get the elevator again. That was mainly for the repair powder. Always have repair powder on hand, because again, durability is a thing to keep an eye on in this game. And contrary to a lot of people, I do like that. I do like having to keep an eye on your durability. Makes you have to think about backup weapons and when to rest at bonfires and all that stuff. Proud Knight and a large soul gem. I think that's the only thing in here. Yeah, I'm running along against the wall just to make sure we can, if we can find any invisible hollows. Because although they're invisible, they do have collision, so they will stop us. Lost Bastille. Yeah, some of these are broken. Item. Common fruits, which I think increases resistances. Boosts poison resistance. Okay. This common fruit has no taste, but when facing a true test of metal, the benefits could make the difference between life and death. Alright. I don't think any of these open. Yeah. There's the bonfire. Alright. Light the bonfire. Anything else I want to do? Yeah, 'cause that will lead us into the Lost Bastille. Let's go back to Majula, just to make sure that Carillion did move forward. Because he should show up here in the Majula. He should be up here by this tree. There he is. Nice. So it did work.
Oh, so you finally decided to join us. Let us resume our exploration of sorcery.
Yeah, okay. It requires fire seed, okay. That's what I thought.
The forces of magic, and so it is a nice sort.
Alright. Nothing new, okay, so. We'll probably buy these sorceries between episodes. Yeah, because. But for now. Trying to think of any upcoming enemy uses magic. I don't think so. Not that I can think. Not immediately, anyway. Alright.
One day, my teaching
We'll save you. Yes, I know. Alright. Solden, do you have anything to say about the new people?
Life is a journey, and every journey eventually leads to home. The flame you see there, they exist all. If you are tired, the flame. May you find peace.
Alright, I thought you had stuff to say, but I think we need more people for him to give you a special dialogue. Alright, what do I want to do? I think we're good, to be honest. Yeah, we'll take our souls and level up.
Seek less.
Yes, seek lest. 3 levels, huh? Do that, and definitely more. We need more stamina. I mean, I just need more stamina. Alright, and with that, we'll actually call an episode. Yeah. We did No Man's Wharf. Took longer than I expected, but it was worth it. Definitely worth it. Got a lot of good stuff in No Man's Wharf, but start off at the bonfire, just kind of slowly worked our way through, fighting through hollowed infantry soldiers, the Varangians, little pirate guys. Yep. I think they're from the North Sea, I believe, according to their item description. I think it's the North Sea or something like that, northern coast. But Navy pirates are. But so fought through them. Some dogs. Lit sconces along the way. Yep. Looted some treasure chests. One had Titanite shard. Another one had brigand armor. Just kind of cleared it out as we went. Yep. Picked up some items, soul items, life gems. I think black pine resin. Yep. And then we eventually made our way to our first NPC in the area. Yep. Lucatiel of Mira. Yep. Yeah, it's one of those NPCs where you have to summon her for a boss in order to progress her quest line, so yay, we have to do that 2 more times. But so we talked to her. Apparently she's been trying to avoid people because reasons, I guess. But she likes us because we approached her and kept talking to her even though she insisted not to be bothered. So, yeah. Kept moving forward, lighting sconces, taking care of little, I won't say ambushes, but definitely deconstructed more dangerous areas. Yeah. Used our catalyst and our binoculars to kind of pick off enemies at a distance. or at least attract their attention anyway. To defuse or dismantle, obviously more dangerous encounters. Yep. Let's see. Fought some enemies, more enemies, dogs, Varangians, and then we eventually came upon, I would say, the little dark stalker path. Yeah, the path where you have to deal with those big, the enemies that are afraid of fire. And we eventually came to them. So we could have avoided them if we just carried our torch, had them back away from us, and just kind of moved on. But I decided to deal with them because I wanted to take care of that little building on top of their little area. Yeah, so that's why I didn't use the Pharaoh Stone to light the big chandelier, just so they don't bunch up in that one building. So I took care of them. Luckily, they dropped some of the Pyromancer stuff. I think we have the hood and the manchettes, the wrist guards. They did drop a long sword for us as well. So I'm going to have to go back down there and try and get the chest piece and the leggings. But so that's going to be fun, because I don't think there's any quick way to get to them. But we'll see. We'll see. So through them into that little ruined house, cleared it out of like 6 more stalkers. There's a bunch of them in there. There's 2 chests as well. A chest with the great sword in it, and another trapped chest. Yeah, this one was poisoned, so it is random. It could be either poison or arrow. They're not predetermined. They could be one or the other. And that chest had silver medallions, silver talismans. Yeah, little talismans allow you to blend into the environments, but yeah. So we cleared out that building, continued forward, eventually leading us to the bell to ring to lure the boat in. Yep, because we need that boat in order to get to the Lost Bastille, so we drew it in. Yep, rang the bell to signal that there's more prisoners to go to the Lost Bastille. Yep. So we made our way down through some more Darkstalkers, some more Varangians, as well as the suspicious shadows. Yeah, little ninja guys. Yeah, there's only 2 of them, but they do drop from ceilings when you least expect it. So, and then we continued forward. Well, kind of continued. We took the little, instead of going forward, we kind of went right into a building where we met Gavlon. Yep, lonesome Gavlon. Gavlon wheel, Gavlon deal. Yep. And he's the NPC you sell stuff to. So we opened up the shortcut, and then we talked to Gavlon, where he's not much of a talker, but we sold a whole bunch of stuff to him. And with all the souls we got, we ended up buying him out, basically. Bought out the giant ring, all his arrows, all his poison knives, some of his mosses, and I think 2 of the resins. So we stocked up on poison stuff. And for that, we talked to him again, and he gave us his axe, which I forgot to read. Yep, the Gurm Great Axe. Yep, 24 units. Oh boy. A great axe used by the nomadic Gurm. At first glance, this great axe appears crude, but with further examination, one sees the fine craftsmanship of Gurm. The Gurm blacksmiths. Quite heavy for a human, but swung about with reckless abandon by the Gurm. Yeah. Gurms are Dark Souls 2's versions of dwarves, basically. Yeah, they're basically dwarves. But Gavlon gave us his axe. So we'll see him again, but he did move on after we beat the boss, so he's no longer there. But we will find him again, so don't worry. So we went back down. Well, I looped back around just to light the sconces that I couldn't get to again. So I don't know, I was being weird, but I like lighting stuff. And then after I did that, I continued forward. 2 more Darkstalkers. Actually, I'm trying to remember. Oh no, we actually found, well, before we topped down, we found one of the illusory walls, or fake walls anyway. Yeah, the one where you have to interact with. Yeah. Was that before or after? I don't know. I don't quite remember where it was anymore. I don't know. I like to think I have good memory, but sometimes it fails me. So we did find one of the fake walls. I think it was at the building where Gavlon was in. I think it's on the first floor. It's the wall you have to interact with. It slides open. Inside with some more fire bombs and something else. A large Titanite shard. So useful, but not needed. But yeah, and the other illusory wall, well, fake wall anyway, it's one you have to destroy. That's in a room with a bunch of poison pots and some more Pharangians. And in that room there was throwing knives, flame butterfly, another chest with the fragrant branch of yore. And through the fake wall was a crystal lizard who gave us 2 shards and another large shard. So I think we have 2 large shards on us, right? Yes. So we could actually upgrade our spear again to +5. Which we probably will, because we'll unlock a blacksmith probably next episode that will sell large shards. So, but anyway, so the crystal lizard dropped large shard. That little room, there was some soul items, soul gem, life gems, and a chest containing the first soldier ring. Soldier's ring. Okay. Royal Soldier's Ring. Yeah, the ring that boosts equip load by, I think, 10%. So, definitely try to get that one if you can. And that's it. I just kind of continued forward, cleared out some more enemies, kicked down the shortcut, talked to the other NPC in the area, Carillion of the Fold, who's now up there. Bought a ring from him. That's the only thing we bought so far. So, but we talked to him. And after that, we cleared out the boat, went back to summon Lucatiel, and we went and fought the Flexile Sentry. Yep. He's not very hard, but if you take too long, the water level in his boss arena will rise, where it slows your movement down and makes a fight more tedious. So definitely do it as quickly as you can. So I did equip our Red Eye Ring, as well as our Hade Knight Sword. We are in water, and water reduces lightning defense. So we made quick work of him. So we got his souls, his boss soul. Lucatiel progressed sooner quest line. And we went past him, opened a chest for the Pyromancy Flame and a Fireball. So now we can use Pyromancies if we wanted to. Interacted with the thing, took us to the Lost Bastille. Elevator up, back down to get the Scimitar and a Repair Powder. Back up again, checked out some of the open cells for, I think, a soul item and gem and common fruits, and lit the bonfire. Came back here, talked to Carillion again real quick, leveled up, and that was it. Yep, that was it. Next episode would be the Lost Bastille. Yep, and to be honest, that is going to be several parts, probably 3 if I'm lucky. Yeah, because there's the one section that the first thing we'll probably do is go back to the Pursuer Arena, past him, that little bird nest that we skipped past. We'll do that first, because there's a section of the Bastille that you can only get to with that nest. There's some important items in that little section as well. So we'll do that first, then we'll go back to the proper beginning, where we just kind of worked from, and we'll go from there. So yeah, so that's the plan, just the Lost Bastille. Yep. And hopefully we'll get to our first great one. Yep. But it really depends on how many times I die, really. But yeah, the Lost Bastille. Mm-hmm. But again, that is for another episode, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.